And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up.
How is that your fault?
Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
You can tell him surgery can help him and maybe it will. He's not that badly burned though.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Hint failed. Hint lost. Wow, that's annoying. I can't load too. Wait, can I load? Let me check. I'm probably going to do that again. I just want to see how the save system works. So basically, in your choices, when there is a vampire symbol, the Y, depending on what you pick, you might lose more of the story or go down a path that is different than what you wanted, I guess. Cool, now we know. And you load back into the... We already did the conversation though. This is weird. It loads you into a different place than where it saves, but it keeps all the things you have done.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury?
I wasn't...
Why lie about it?
Come.
Beauty is not everything, Mr. Elwood.
Says Mr. Pretty Face.
Well,
tell me what really happened.
You don't have... You have a point there, actually.
Did you know?
And we lost... wait. You didn't get a... You lost a hint. Did I get it? Did I lose it before? Again, this is basically for science. Like, do I load in and the hint is gone? Or can you save scam it if you want to get to the correct, in air quotes, answer? Oh no, it's lost. That's interesting. So you can't really save scam it, although the conversation hasn't happened yet. Because it's not grey, right? You don't really ask the same thing. It's you haven't asked it. Huh. I'm not sure how that works saving wise. But okay, good to know.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
What?
I wasn't.
What? You know you can't hide.
My friends all died in it. I went, did no.
Cool.
And it.
So basically, you. It's weird that they don't consider. It's like you haven't have the conversation, but you have the consequences of the conversation.
Goodbye
Okay.
for now, Mr. Elwood.
The pain.
Now we know.
Here again.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Maybe if I spoke to her first,
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel
that would
so
have helped.
attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Again, I wonder when we got the hint that she gives him hope.
Do you plan to make him?
That was a hint that you should go and talk to her.
How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reid. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal...
So I can't do anything about it. I have her quest, which may help, but I'm not sure. For now, let's go to this morgue. Which is not this way. There we go. That away. Find useful medical ingredients. Okay. Are there enemies here? Music is creepy. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to open the door to unlock it, basically, so I can go in and out. I don't know why this is a separate loading area, an instance. That's very strange. The other hospital areas are in distance, I think. Glass vials and glass vials.
It's locked, all right.
Is there a switch, maybe? Like the 5 ceilings. I don't see any keys. Okay, definitely enemies. No timing. Oh, come on. Really?
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
The game didn't really teach me about the parry, so it's gonna... I don't know how to practice that.
It's locked.
So many locked doors.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers.
Balls of Mars.
As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
That isn't something. Why? Very nice.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, that's second. The gun doesn't seem to stun like the stick. Watery rich blood sample. I can't go in there. I guess this is a dead end. Okay. So maybe we'll find the key to the door in the basement. Whoa. That was... what? Do skulls have powers like that, or was that a vampire? I don't think we have seen skulls use powers. This place is full of stuff.
These skals feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
I don't know that. How's it generating stun time? Don't understand how that works. No. Nice. Well, I'm getting a ton of materials. Nice. I'll be able to make some of these cures. That guy looks fresh. What's going on here? This area has been locked, supposedly. Tippets and Brannigan.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Huh.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Have you been bad,
Multiple
Doctor?
on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Interesting. Is it because he is exhausted, or is that the reason he is exhausted? Also, how do you raise your mesmerize level? Interesting.
It's locked.
Acquire the new directly absorb blood. What? Use list on knife level 1, 5 blood absorption. We'll try it out. That seems interesting. Nice. Are those candles? John Doe. Oh, what the?
Skals can be so ferocious.
I'm
not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
So they do have powers. Lead blood serum. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
I think all potions need that, by the way. The sodium, whatever. Thank you. I didn't find the key for the room upstairs. I wonder if it's the Tippet's room. Maybe he has a key or something. Man, look at that experience they give. But they're not evil so far. Yeah, I think I'll have to come back to this. I don't know how do you open this room. Also, I'm not sure where all these skulls, whatever, are coming from. You know what? Meh. Let's just get out of here. We don't need to kill everything. I'm not sure if it matters. Sure, why not? Yeah. I guess that's why that area loads, because it's full of skulls and stuff. Should I speak to them first? Yeah, let's try that. Who should I speak first? Maybe I should make the potion first, see if I can use it in a dialogue. Craft treatment fatigue. Damn, it needs a lot. Everything needs sodium, whatever that is. I can come more trigger parts. Good resale, I'll sell that. I can make that one, but let's save it for now. I have two, we'll see how it goes, when I need to use them and how. Why is it still pointing here? Do I need to make all of them? What do you want from me? I can't make anything else. made the wrong thing. I wanted to make that one and I made that one. Ugh. Which means I won't have an extra one. This is why we need saves. God damn it. I really dislike it when they don't give us manual saving systems, especially in role-playing games. I don't care what your justification is, it's bullshit.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. John.
Hey, Wildcat. What's up?
Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Get a grip.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
It's the Armageddon.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
I would give you one of these cures that I didn't make because I used it for the wrong thing.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble.
I'm at my parents' place
That
tonight.
doesn't mean
Cool.
we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter.
Is it cool? I'm
just
guessing
too
it's cool.
tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with
It
the
was the Queen's
Well, not
birthday.
well. Milton, the ambulance
My God.
driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Is New Zealand affiliated at all with the UK or Britain these days? I mean, or are you talking about your own queen? I think there are some countries that do celebrate the queen. I know when I lived in Spain, I visited Gibraltar often, and they had a celebration for the Queen's birthday also. We are part of the Commonwealth. Which means what exactly?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
The native Maori people had a big battle and signed the treaty with the English. Yeah, but what does that mean practically? You're not... What is being part of the Commonwealth means? What do you share, if you like?
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke.
It means that we get to have a holiday when it's the Queen's birthday.
That's all
Well, that's alright then.
Nowadays.
Maybe we should be part of the Commonwealth too.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. but in the end I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital
I'm not sure what else it means, but we get a holiday, and that's awesome.
Maybe
Sure.
you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Ah, there we go. Was that all of them? No, there is one more.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
What are you playing tonight? I am playing Vampyr, personally. I'm not sure what you are playing. I'm guessing nothing, since you are at your parents' house. This game just came out today. You're basically... You get then to a vampire in a kinda early 1900s, I think. Or late 1800s, something like that. This is actually not an adventure game, although it kinda merges the adventure genre so far with the role-playing one. It counts itself as a role-playing game, but having played it for about 4 hours now, it's very close to a mix between Sherlock Holmes and god damn it, what's the game with the outsider? Dishonored, which is a really strange mix, but it works really well so far.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
I wonder if I can give her a fatigue thing.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Maybe I'll get some at some point if I don't screw it up again. And this is not the entertainment. It's the guys that made the Remember Me and Life is Strange.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
That's the wrong person, isn't it? Yep. My bad.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
But in the circumstances...
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
I like the story so far. But then I am a big fan of vampire lore in general. Games, movies, books. So that might play a role. And I'm still very early in the game.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening.
I might recommend this to my other friend.
Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you
So far, again, it's pretty good.
At all. My throat hurts.
And it was cheap too.
I suppose that this pain is the
Yeah,
reason
Vampyr.
you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Diseases. Press right bumper to check the medical status of the citizen. Healing a citizen. Yeah, okay. Cure with... okay, how?
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Alright. Also, unlike... I don't know. It feels like you can speak to most people in this hospital.
How painful.
And again, this is
Mr. Goswick.
optional somewhat.
Painful, I'd rather not talk.
But there is a lot of interaction to be had between them.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful, I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest then.
Good evening, sir.
Let's talk to her.
Doctor.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check?
Textures are not that bad actually.
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
It's not. I think it has a filter on, probably something like film grain, but maybe not that. I think that's why it's a bit blurry.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
I don't
Yes.
see how it would be you, since you are watching my stream.
I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask?
I think the game looks good myself, but I don't know.
I'm a teacher by profession.
There is
I
definitely
teach
some
young
film
women
grain, I
who are
think.
more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you on Source on Twitch?
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
If you
I've
press
had
the
uttermost reservations
gear
about this
icon.
hospital since we arrived, but we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
Sure.
What gave you such a bad first
Do check first if you are on
The
Source though.
driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Well, who's a bad nurse?
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
That's pretty crappy. No doubt about that.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Let you down, my boy.
Actually, I really like that. Oh, that's interesting. Man, I really wish I didn't screw up the materials. I might go to the pharmacy just to see if I can buy things. I really like they have combined the two genres though. That's pretty cool.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's not who I want to be.
I have to go now, sir.
I'll come back to you.
But don't hesitate to contact me if you need me.
Don't waste your time with me.
I never could keep anything from her.
I mean, look at that. You don't speak to everybody, but you speak to a ton of them. And sometimes they do, you know, quest lines for you, side quests.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third.
And this is just side stuff, right?
Your colleagues are already arguing.
Not really
about my
vampire stuff.
position.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick.
Oh, you're the
All I want
guy
is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
that they're going to do the experiment on.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too.
I put it somewhere on Imgur or I don't know really. What's a good hosting site? Also, you can send it on my Discord. If you join my server, just post it. Should be fine. Probably.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured.
This hospital kinda sucks.
But you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
I wonder where we get hints.
Bye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children.
I should probably speak to the creepy guy.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Thank
Okay,
you for your time. We'll talk later.
not you. Remember, Citizen's Blood will provide you a massive XP boost. Look for Citizens of your mesmerized level or below and choose wisely. Yeah, I haven't found anyone that's still, you know, kind of a crappy person to eat. I don't want to eat good people.
Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Can I ask you... Yeah.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Okay, I'll check it after I finish the stream, which should be shortly. And I'll send you a message on Twitch.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Well, he got more information about the injury, so I guess it was a mistake in some front.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tonight I'm just chilling out with my cat, Kehlan, and my parents. I will be home tomorrow night like 12 hours. Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Family holiday. We need to get his medicine too. Man, so many things to do in this game. But anyway, I'll leave it here and I'll continue doing pretty much everything because so far I'm really enjoying it. Next time, which is maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. We'll see. I need to go and walk for a bit because I'm streaming takes it out of you. Haven't seen them for a month. Oh, that's a long time. I'm guessing you don't live close together then. Anyway, as I said, I'll end the stream here. Thanks for dropping by. If you got this on YouTube, you know what to do. I'll be back tomorrow with more. I'll stop the stream, but keep writing, Wildcat.